What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. Before I get into the review itself, I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer. So I am from the United States. I unfortunately might mispronounce some of these words that I'm going to be saying in this review, so I apologize in advance. But that being said, I am very, very excited to be reviewing the 2024 film Aavesham. This is a film that I had no clue really going into it what it was about, and it wasn't even on my radar until a month ago when I reviewed the 2024 film Kill, which actually recently hit over 1,000 views in regards to that specific video on my channel, which for me is really good. But I was very happy that I did that video, not only because of it hitting over 1,000 views, which is a lot for me, but most importantly, I got a lot of comments, a lot of feedback of people just saying, hey, I recommend this film from India, I recommend these films, and it's great. And I will say that a lot of those films are on the back burner because of length, but there are some that I will be watching soon. But this film in particular, Aavesham, is one that user Rahul Ray 9983 recommended to me. And I knew immediately that I was going to try to watch this ASAP because he said it was one of the best films of 2024, which is like, okay, that gives me incentive to try to watch it. And also, I saw that it was free on Prime. So what's this film about? If you do want to go into this film blind, I recommend pausing this video and just, watching the rest of it after you see the film. I'm not going to talk about spoilers, but I try to go into films personally as blind as possible. So this premise, I didn't even know going into it. But if you want to know the premise, it's simple. It's about three teenagers who get into a fight with seniors in college, and they are very upset about it because they got really, really hurt by it. So what they decide to do is they try to get help from the local gangster by the name of Ranga. And together, Ranga creates a friendship with them, but at the same time, for its revenge. So this is a film that, again, that premise itself says what you need to know, in my opinion, going into this film. And I will say, though, what's nice about the film is that on the surface, yeah, it sounds like a film that you may have seen before, but in execution, that's another story altogether. This is a film that was quite good. And I really appreciate how the director has so much energy, so much that he wants to do. Like from frame one, I could tell I was in the hands of a director that had a vision to behold. And the director's name is Jahuth Madhavan. And if he decides to make more films, I'm definitely going to try to watch them because he has an eye. And I really like how his directing combined with the editing made for an unpredictable film. Like this was a film that constantly had surprises. And I also really, really liked how there was so much energy to it. It was very stylish, but on top of that, the energy made it so that way the 156-minute runtime never felt like it was slowing down, never felt like it was dull. I was consistently engaged by it, and also I think that it's a testament to the writing. The characters are good, and I think that at times they are deceptively deep in some instances. The character particularly of Ranga, I think that he was really good. Like, he was a side character that there's a lot of depth that's given to him, in particular by the end, where some things that we saw early on are kind of recontextualized. And I liked that. I really appreciated that. But also, the blending of genres, as I mentioned, was really good. Yes, this is a coming-of-age story. Yes, it is a college drama. But it's also a film that manages to blend gangster and action. And you best believe the action scenes, when they do crop up, they are incredibly well choreographed. I loved the stunt work. I loved how the cinematography makes it so that way we can actually tell what's going on. We can actually see the stunts being occurring. So I also like the cinematography for the colors, the lighting, the camera movement, and especially during the action scenes, all these things are firing on all cylinders to really make for a visual experience. And I also think that the audio is nothing to sneeze about. I really liked the soundtrack, the score, and also the sound effects. These three elements combine to make for a really, really appealing sound mix. And I also think that it's not even just the filmmaking aspects, which I always focus on the most. It's the fact that this is a film that, at its core, wants to entertain you as audience members, but also give you some things to possibly think about by the end. Not gonna lie, earlier today when I finished watching this film, I took my dog for a walk, and I actually was thinking about this film while I was walking my dog. So it's one of those films where, again, it might seem like it's just, entertainment for entertainment's sake, but it does have, I think, some meat to the bones, which I really appreciated. So, again, trying to keep this vague because I'm hoping that some people may not have heard about this film, and because of this video, will now actually be checking it out. But I will say this. I don't think it's a flawless film. I do think that despite really liking how this film builds up to an ending that really adds to some weight to the thematic richness, I will say that one of the big things about this film that kind of left me a little bit taken out of the film is something that really isn't even the filmmaker's fault. I think that it might just be a part of India censorship. And hear me out. In my other videos, I've talked about Indian cinema censorship and how I'm baffled with some of the things that occur. This one might be the most baffling, though. So I don't know if it's because the language that this film is in is malayalam, which I apologize if I mispronounced that, but this is a film that it has a lot of drinking. It has a lot of smoking. It is, after all, taking place in college and also has the gangster aroma that, you know, a lot of people stereotypically see. A lot of smoking, a lot of drinking in that environment, as well as college. So a film that is 156 minutes and has smoking throughout, drinking throughout, also unfortunately has, to the left corner of the screen, bottom left corner, it has a no smoking, no drinking certificate. I guess to showcase that this film has to have it because of censorship, but it's very distracting, especially because there are some instances where in that bottom left quadrant of the screen there are things that are happening in the film itself that are important, but then you have this little bar that's saying, oh yeah, no drinking, no smoking, and it's like, I don't know. Again, maybe it's because it's a different part of India. I don't know. Again, I'm ignorant. I really do want to know more about this because I am astonished by it. Like, really? Because a film like Three Idiots, which is the film that introduced me to Indian cinema, this is a film that takes place in college. There is smoking, there is drinking in it. But from what I recollect, which I know I rewatched this film earlier this year, from what I recollect, I don't remember seeing that no smoking, no drinking in the bottom left quadrant of the film. So I don't know. When I read up about the Indian cinema censorship and about how they have to have that as of 2005 onwards, this is a film, like Three Idiots came out in 2009, so I'm like, wait a minute. It left me confused. So it's something that took me out of the film a little bit. And again, it's not even really necessarily the film's fault because, again, that's the country that they live in, so they have to follow those standards, which I understand. But it is something that did take me out a bit. And I genuinely want to know more about why they had that. But anyways, enough of that rant. I think that overall, that's something that is a minor quibble. In the long scheme of things, it's a film that it is very well crafted. It is very entertaining. And I do want to rewatch it. I can see myself rewatching it and liking it even more because, again, it's just such an engaging film. It has an unpredictable story that has many things occurring that I did not see coming in the slightest. So if you want a film that is fresh, invigorating, and filled with just so much giddy energy, watch this film. Aavesham is a film that definitely comes recommended. It is why I'll personally be giving it a... Yeah, guys, that is my review for the 2024 Aavesham. It is on Prime as of the filming of this video. I don't think it's ever going to get a physical media release because most films from India, unfortunately, don't get a physical media release in America. But it is what it is. It is on Prime now, so highly recommend you check it out. And again, huge thank you for user Rahul Ray 9983 for recommending this film. I really do appreciate it. And again, I hope more people come across this film because it's very much so worth your time. So yeah, that's my review. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on Aavesham. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, follow me on Patreon, Letterboxd, and I will catch you guys later.